Hello, Internet. Okay, so it's 5:30 a.m. and this is Hearts Break Hard. It's a new channel where I talk to my only friend I have in the world, which is this camera, this phone, and whoever may show up on the other side of it, if I have the courage to post it and to continue making it. And it's about 6 hours ago, my life partner, my future wife, the person I'm in love with and give all my attention and devotion and commitment and care and heart to, walked out of my life and is not coming back and refuses to have reconciliation or reparations or any reasonable conversation about why she suddenly decided to blindside me and leave, or what can be done to alter whatever mistakes or errors led to the chain of events that led to my life being now. Two months ago, she lied to me, and for 2 months she had to keep that lie up, covering it with another 100 lies, as I felt something was off. And my instincts are strong, my intuition is good, and I approached that question numerous times, still in a caring and conscientious way, but she just kept covering up with more and more lies. Last night, there's so many lies lied on top of by her after all this time. She finally admitted that she lied for 2 months and traveled the world with somebody else, another man. Was deceitful and dishonest and deceptive about the reality of what really happened. I accepted that. I said, okay, now we can move forward. Now we can air out anything and just accept it and then alter and fix ourselves and accept what we're aiming for and build the vision of the future. She kept saying it isn't working. But it was working. 6 years. 6 years. I was devoted and caring and loving and giving. I wasn't perfect. Look at me. I am not perfect. I'm ugly. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm not a rich man. And I'm not a popular person. I have absolutely zero friends. Zero. Not one. And I mean that. No exceptions. Nobody sees me. Nobody calls me. Nobody talks to me. Nobody cares about me. This was the one person that fulfilled my love, my friendships, my conversation, my ability to give, receive, and be heard, and be listened to. Fulfilling that need to hear and her and offer what I can for her. Learning through mistakes of hard times and great times, amazing times, the best times I probably have my life, and also some very hard times that were generated by outside factors like the pandemic and DEI inclusive behavior where everybody but you, white man, 40-year-old white man, everybody but you is included and allowed and accepted to work and have income, and is not being reverse now told to suffer because they say that I'm a slave owner or some ridiculous thing. I've never had slaves. My parents have never had slaves. My grandparents have never had slaves. My great-grandparents have never had slaves. I don't know how far back my family goes, for which roots, but I have not heard of any historical slave owners. So for me to have lost most of my career in the past 5 to 7 years because of diversity, equity, and inclusion, being excluded from almost every circle of work because I happen to be of a fair complexion, even though I'm probably tan more than lots of people, I'm considered white. And that's a bad thing. I'm not allowed to have pride in who I am. I'm not allowed to have tradition and all the things I wanted: family, faith, values, a wife, kids, connection, a person that I can hold and trust and believe in, give my heart and home and hand and hope to fully. They just walked out of my life as if I was a fast food restaurant with no warning, not even a warning. Like, I'm thinking about leaving you. I need some time to contain myself. There was no warning. There was no, I can see this coming. I in the past many months, I have been at my best. That's a third of the year, so substantial time. If someone you know was fat and then was not fat the past 4 months and they got fit, would it be fair to still call them fat? Or would it be fair to say, well, before you were fit now, you were fat, and now hold it against them? I've been very kind, conscientious, caring, and selective in my word choice and emotional depth and ability to be expressing those things in a very professional and meaningful way without being explosive or dismissive or unattentive or uncaring. And so now, after all I use the fat metaphor, all that time of being fit, and you're like, look, I've changed my life. I've become this better version of myself. And then you still want to say, yeah, but for the 6 years and maybe before, there's times when you were fat, emotionally fat. And in those 6 years where you were emotionally fat before, I can't forgive you. And she's hanging on to those emotional traumas as triggers and not willing to do the internal work to untrigger yourself. If something in your past caused you trauma or a trigger, it's only you that can solve those things. No one else can take their finger off their triggers. You have the finger, you have the trigger. It's you. This is your finger. It's your work. If you have trauma from the past that anyone caused you, that is on you to fix. You can't walk around with a loaded gun and someone says, you're fat. Ah! You're bad. Ah! You said something that made me go crazy. That's up to each individual to protect their own eyes, ears, head, body, and sound and safety, to dismiss and dismantle any triggers that the world may present them. Otherwise, you are a fragile victim. And now the partner I care about most is choosing to play a victim. And to choosing to say, well, in 6 years, I'm now going to bring up all the times I didn't like it. Now, retroactively, in hindsight. And I'm going to choose to frame everything about our 6-year relationship, and I'm only going to pick out the things I didn't like. I'm not going to do it at the time of it happening. I'm going to say, remember 5 years ago? Remember 6 years ago? Remember 3 years ago? And that's what she's done. And I remember the last 6 years is the most enjoyable relationship of my life. As the person I had already proposed to, she didn't recognize it years ago. I'd already devoted myself, and it wasn't still right. I made alterations. I actually, I did in that time, first part fitness, get fit, pick up new skills and new trades. I had to lose my career, to go through the pandemic. I have to be totally blackballed by everybody I know, abandoned by everybody I know. But I stuck with this person because I cared deeply. And I expressed my care and who I am through years of actions and devotions and energies and giving. And sometimes it was emotionally challenging, and I had my own trauma that was maybe unresolved, and I didn't express it in the best way. I've worked on those things. I've taken the time now to dig deep and to read books about these things and understand as to why I might have not been at my best here and there and when. But the most of the time, my character is strong, caring, uplifting, loving. And then so when there was issues, whatever they were, caused by oftentimes stress factors on the outside, like the pandemic and DEI ending my career, absolutely ending my career. You're white, you're out, we don't want you. Period. That took a toll on me. Meanwhile, she's supposed to go through med school. That took a toll on her. And I've supported her for so many classes and redoing in schools and said, I support what you're doing. I want you to do it. Been there for you as best I can over the years, saying, go for it, darling. I'm there for you to see you be a success. Cheering you on, proud of you, offering whatever I can in friendship, fortunes, home, food, finance, however I could, the best of my abilities within the time I did the best I could. And I wasn't, I admit I failed. I admit at times I failed. But I kept trying. I didn't turn my back. I didn't deceive. I didn't walk away, and I didn't run away. I faced the problems. I confronted them. I didn't lie to you. I felt distant, alone, hurt a lot of the time. She was not able to be around. Everybody else was more important in scheduling and schooling and Every other thing came first, and I always came last. I accepted that and said, it's okay. You need to do what you need to do. And a few months ago, she decided to take a trip around the world with another person. On work. It's work. It's for work. It wasn't all for work. Half it was tourist time together with another man. And when I asked about that, she lied. For many, many months, she lied and kept the lie going. When I asked her for a moment to come clean, finally come clean, just come clean, she did. I did not get mad. I said, okay, now we can, correct our mistakes from the past and be better. She grabbed her things and abruptly walked out of my life forever.